The Las Vegas sphere lit up, the teasers dropped, the fandom held its breath.
Oh, the tension was just wild.
Right. But instead of celebration, the timeline went completely silent.
Totally silent.
Yeah, in an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down as the headline echoed across the internet. HYBE just made a huge mistake, and BTS fans are devastated.
Like, genuinely devastated.
Welcome to StarScope K-Report. Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates.
That's right.
From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
And we are unpacking a stack of incredibly intense sources for you today.
Oh, for sure.
We're pulling from heated fan spaces on Reddit, like the K-pop truly uncensored boards-breaking Koreaboo articles, historical reports from the Times of India, and even deep brand marketing analyses.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
It really is. Our mission for this deep dive is to dissect the multi-layered PR nightmare currently engulfing HYBE, one of the biggest entertainment giants on the planet.
Yeah, they are under fire from every direction right now.
Exactly. We're looking at the massive backlash over a generative AI collaboration, these severe cultural missteps in a highly anticipated animated trailer, and, well, the shocking dating rumors hitting their newest rookie group.
It's just a massive week in K-pop.
It is. And it all points to a company that might be expanding faster than its own infrastructure can actually handle.
Well, the scale of this first story is just staggering.
Oh, absolutely.
We're talking about a Las Vegas sphere takeover, which, is not cheap real estate.
No, not at all.
From August 2nd to the 8th, BTS and Google ran a massive, roughly 60-second rotating teaser on the sphere.
A whole week of just prime Vegas advertising.
Yeah, and picture this massive glowing orb in the desert, right? It opens with the Gemini and BTS logos, and then a chat-style prompt appears reading, "Gemini, I want to learn about BTS."
Yeah.
And then it flashes to these beautiful, sweeping images tied to their highly anticipated fifth full-length album, Arirang, alongside gorgeous shots of Gyeongbokgung Palace.
The visual spectacle is undeniable. I mean, it's stunning. But the underlying strategy is what we really need to look at here.
Right, the marketing angle.
Exactly. The prompt, "I want to learn about BTS," it frames the AI less like a, corporate product demo and more like an enthusiastic, curious fan.
Which is very intentional.
Highly intentional.
Yeah.
According to Pat Mac magazine, RM is actually quoted in this very campaign saying, "Your potential is as limitless as your curiosity."
Which sounds incredibly inspiring.
It does. Until you look at the analysis from Creative Block, they point out that HYBE's overarching marketing strategy, the very foundation of their multi-billion-dollar empire, has always been about creating deeply embedded parasocial relationships.
Which is a fascinating concept to break down for a second.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
When we say parasocial relationship in K-pop, we aren't just talking about liking a musician's songs.
No, it's way deeper than that.
Huh. We are talking about an engineered psychological loop. Like, Creative Blog literally quoted a HYBE executive admitting that they study the psychological mechanism of falling in love to keep fans hooked.
That is just wild to me.
It is. It's about monopolizing a fan's time and emotional energy. You don't just get an album once every 2 years. You get daily Weverse notifications, behind-the-scenes vlogs of the members eating dinner, late-night live streams where they talk about their personal struggles.
As if they let you in.
Yeah, the stans are conditioned to feel like they are directly supporting and protecting their closest friends.
That is the crucial mechanism. The stan contract relies entirely on the illusion of authentic human connection.
Exactly.
So when fans looked up at the Las Vegas sphere, expecting a magical, human-centered comeback tease after years of military hiatuses.
Because they've been waiting for so long.
Right. And instead, they got a Google Gemini AI partnership.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow.
It fundamentally breaks that psychological loop. It essentially split the fandom right down the middle, though split might be a massive understatement when you look at the actual fallout.
The cultural divide and the reaction is so telling here.
It really is.
Because domestically, South Korea currently has a relatively high acceptance rate and integration of AI tech. It's seen as forward-thinking, like a sign of technological dominance.
But international fans,
they are absolutely devastated, and it's deeply ideological. If you scroll through the stan emotion pouring out across Reddit and X, fans are organizing.
oh, they are mobilizing hard.
Yeah. They are citing generative AI's massive environmental impact, the rampant spread of misinformation, and the terrifying issue of deepfakes, which, let's remember, is an active, traumatizing issue for female idols across the K-pop industry right now.
The sense of betrayal goes even deeper, too, because it feels deeply hypocritical to the core fandom.
Right, because of what they've said in the past.
Exactly. ARMYWise are pointing out that RM himself previously urged fans to be cautious around AI. Yeah. To go from actively warning your fans about the dangers of a technology to being the literal poster boy for it on a multi-million-dollar Vegas billboard, it's a jarring whiplash.
I can't imagine.
The hashtag ARMYAgainstAI has been trending globally, and there's a significant organized movement of fans flat out refusing to stream or interact with the ad. Instead of aiming for a chart all kill, they're boycotting.
Reading the timeline, the sentiment is essentially if a cool visual is enough to get you to overlook a product that uses massive amounts of energy and threatens the environment, we've lost the plot.
Which is a totally fair point.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder about the long-term viability of HYBE's business model.
Right.
If their entire brand is built on this deeply human, soul-driven connection, engineering the feeling of falling in love isn't partnering with generative AI like a beloved independent coffee shop suddenly firing all the baristas you've known for years.
Well, that's a great analogy.
And replacing them with emotionless pouring robots. Like, the coffee might taste the same, but the reason you went there every morning is completely gone.
That gets right to the heart of the friction. The Reddit threads are incredibly analytical about this right now.
What do they say?
Well, one user on r/Kpop Truly Uncensored brought up a fascinating point about the group's current career stage.
Okay.
Because the members are out of the military, they possess massive individual net worths, and they've seemingly stepped back from chasing Western industry validation like the Grammys. They are seen as untethered.
Untethered, wow.
Yeah. The implication is that they have reached a level of global invincibility where they can take a massive tech sponsorship without fearing career-ending fallout.
But the fans don't see it that way.
No, because for the fans who built that invincibility, they feel like the soul of the art is being compromised.
Yeah.
The sentiment is that while you might expect a tech CEO to push an AI chatbot, you don't expect it from artists who built their entire legacy on the philosophy of creating meaningful, human-driven work.
It also sabotages their own marketing brilliance, honestly.
How so?
Creative Block pointed out how genius K-pop teaser formats usually are. Like, fans are literally trained to treat comeback teasers like forensic evidence.
Oh, definitely. Decoding the hidden logos, analyzing quick cuts.
Right, finding narrative clues that connect to a music video universe. It's a game they love to play.
Yeah.
But when you put those puzzle pieces together and the grand reveal is just an ad for an AI chatbot, the payoff feels incredibly hollow.
It really does.
It's not a clue about the members' human experiences or artistic growth. It's just a corporate tech push.
This AI backlash reveals a company that might be growing profoundly out of touch with its international fans' core values.
Yeah, and we see that exact same corporate blind spot in the next story.
Oh, yes. But if you think the AI backlash is the biggest mistake HYBE made this week, wait till you hear what netizens uncovered in the Arirang animated trailer. It gets so much worse.
And hey, if you love staying updated on your favorites and decoding industry tea, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
Definitely subscribe.
Because the layers of this next story are wild. We just talked about the Vegas sphere building hype for the Arirang album.
Right.
But the promotional animated trailer for the title track itself has ignited a completely different and arguably more serious firestorm.
Oh, absolutely.
And I want to just state, we're looking at this impartially based on what the sources say. BTS is facing severe backlash over alleged racism and whitewashing in this newly released animated trailer.
Yeah, and based on reports from the Times of India and Koreaboo, the outrage is intense.
Right.
To understand why this is happening, we really have to look at the historical context the trailer is trying to pull from.
Right. It's rooted in real history.
Yes. The animation reimagines the first known recording of the traditional Korean folk song Arirang. This recording actually happened in the 1890s, and it was originally recorded by 7 Korean students who were attending Howard University in the United States.
And for anyone listening who might not know, Howard University is one of the most prominent, historically significant historically black colleges and universities, or HBCUs in America. So the animation studio takes this incredible piece of history and draws a direct symbolic line linking those 7 historical Korean students to the 7 members of BTS.
Which is such a brilliant concept.
Right. Conceptually, connecting the preservation of Korean culture in the 1890s to the global spread of Korean culture today is a beautiful idea.
It is a phenomenal concept, but the execution has deeply, deeply offended the international fandom.
Yeah, let's get into why.
If we break down the visual choices made by the animation studio, the root of the intense frustration becomes very clear. In the trailer, during the animated crowd scenes set at Howard University, only a very small number of black individuals are shown.
That's already a red flag for an HBCU setting.
Yeah. But more importantly, those figures are visually placed in the background, entirely behind white individuals who occupy the foreground of the shots.
Considering the foundational history of the university, applying that specific visual hierarchy is like striking a match in a powder keg.
It really is. I mean, Howard University was literally established to educate former slaves.
Right.
In an era of intense systemic racial inequality in the 1890s, it was a vital sanctuary for black education and excellence. Furthermore, historical records indicate that those 7 Korean students were reportedly housed among Howard's teachers.
Oh, wow.
So to animate a scene set at a historically black institution and deliberately sideline black individuals in the background while prioritizing white characters in the foreground, fans feel this actively erases black history in a setting that is intrinsically defined by it.
Wait, I do want to look at a specific detail from the sources here because it complicates the narrative of intent versus impact.
Okay, what is it?
The Times of India report notes that the trailer actually came with a disclaimer about historical inaccuracies, calling it a modern reimagining.
Right, I saw that.
But interestingly, they cite the Washington Post, which noted that back in 1887, roughly a third of Howard University's student population was actually white. Yeah. So it begs the question, is this a genuine oversight by a Korean animation studio trying to be hyper-accurate to that specific demographic data point from the 1880s? Or is this a massive blind spot in understanding how that visual hierarchy translates to a modern global audience?
That demographic detail adds an incredible layer of complexity. It really does.
Yeah. And again, we aren't taking sides here, just exploring the massive disconnect between the agency's intent and the fans' reality.
And that disconnect is huge, because we have to look at the mechanics of K-pop visuals.
Right.
In this industry, visual representation is a literal science. Every single frame of a music video or teaser is scrutinized for meaning.
Oh, completely.
The standard K-pop visual trope is to center the visuals, the main idols or key figures, and blur or push the background characters out of focus.
Yeah, you want your stars front and center.
Exactly. So if the studio rigidly applied that K-pop visual hierarchy to a Western historical setting, without realizing that putting white figures in front of black figures at an HBCU triggers deep historical trauma in the West, it signals a massive failure in cultural translation.
That makes total sense.
A disclaimer about historical inaccuracies doesn't soften the blow for fans who feel their history is being treated as a mere aesthetic backdrop.
It perfectly illustrates the fragility of the Hallyu wave when it hits international shores.
Yeah, it's delicate.
You can't just borrow an aesthetic or a historical setting for a cool video without deeply respecting the cultural weight it carries. It's a collision of domestic Korean creative direction and international cultural sensitivities, and it just shows that HYBE's massive global expansion might be outpacing their cultural research teams.
Which perfectly connects to our final story, because this theme of corporate scaling causing infrastructural fractures isn't just happening with their senior veteran groups.
Right. And later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking plot twist in a HYBE rookie group's drama that nobody saw coming.
You won't believe this one. While HYBE's senior executives are clearly busy negotiating multi-million-dollar sphere campaigns and navigating international cultural crises,
Yeah.
the basic day-to-day management of their newest acts seems to be falling apart.
Because the contrast between these two situations is just staggering.
It really is.
On one hand, you have the hyper-managed, mathematically calculated BTS comeback. On the other end of the spectrum, you have Megan, a female idol from HYBE's newest global rookie group, Kpop.
Right.
She is currently embroiled in highly controversial, very public dating rumors that have K-netz and international stans utterly disgusted.
Disgusted. And to understand the weight of this, we have to look at how rookie idols are usually managed.
It's usually super strict.
Oh, incredibly strict. The standard K-pop playbook involves strict dating bans for the first few years of a group's career.
Yeah, from the leader down to the maknae, nobody is dating.
Exactly. When dating rumors do happen, they usually follow the dispatch playbook.
Oh, the New Year's Day reveals.
Right. A massive multi-month surveillance operation by Korean tabloids, usually culminating in a blurry photo of two idols walking to a car in an underground parking lot.
It's highly secretive.
Very secretive, and heavily controlled by PR teams trying to protect the idol's pristine, available image.
But these catchy rumors are completely out in the open.
Yeah, completely.
Viral, clear pictures have surfaced linking Megan to a rumored boyfriend. But it's not just the fact that a rookie is openly dating that has people upset.
Not at all.
If it were just a normal relationship, fans might be slightly annoyed about the timing. But this is so much darker.
This completely bypasses the standard scandal, where an idol loses their parasocial appeal just because they have a partner.
Right.
The fandom's reaction is a mix of absolute shock and fiercely protective anger. Because according to Koreaboo, the rumored boyfriend is a singer who has been publicly accused of sexual assault.
Which elevates this from a PR annoyance to a catastrophic moral and reputational crisis.
Absolutely. The fan outrage on X is scorching.
Yeah.
And it's directed heavily at the company's lack of oversight.
I mean, how could they not know?
That's what fans are asking.
Yeah.
They're essentially asking how someone actively trying to build a career can be openly associating with an alleged abuser.
Yeah.
For a rookie group, the debut phase is the most fragile ecosystem imaginable. You are trying to establish your core fandom from scratch. It's the hardest part of the industry.
Definitely.
Having your group's name tethered to severe assault allegations before you've even solidified your fan base is devastating. I mean, one fan on X literally said she keeps on dating literal sexual harassers. It's not even a coincidence anymore.
Wow. We just talked about HYBE orchestrating a multi-million-dollar Las Vegas Sphere takeover.
Yeah.
How does a company with that much power and surveillance completely drop the ball on vetting the public associations of their newest rookies?
It makes no sense.
It's like building a fortress but leaving the front door wide open. Like they have endless layers of PR and talent management, yet this happens.
Right. And hey, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update as this HYBE saga continues to unfold.
Please do.
Because that fortress analogy is exactly what we are seeing. When an agency expands as rapidly as HYBE has aggressively acquiring smaller labels, launching global groups like Cat C to capture the Western market, the infrastructure required to support, protect, and vet the daily lives of these young artists clearly buckles under the weight.
It's like a boutique Michelin star restaurant franchising into a massive global chain.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
The CEO is busy negotiating international real estate in Vegas, while the local kitchen is suddenly hiring unvetted line cooks who are burning the food and chasing away the customers.
Exactly. The quality control at the bottom completely fractures because the top is looking too far ahead.
And the international fandom relies on the agency to be the ultimate protector of the artist, right? Not just ensuring their physical safety, but heavily managing their reputational safety.
That is a massive part of the job.
When fans see a rookie idol freely associating with someone accused of assault, it completely shatters the illusion of the safe, carefully curated, highly protective K-pop environment they bought into.
It breaks the fundamental trust of the fan experience.
It really does. You cannot successfully sell a parasocial relationship with a new artist if the reality of their personal life makes the fans feel deeply uncomfortable, morally conflicted, or unsafe.
Stepping back and looking at this entire week, a very clear, very concerning picture of HYBE emerges.
Yeah, it's a rough look.
We've seen them aggressively push the boundaries of how fans connect with artists, literally engineering a psychological dependency through cryptic teasers, constant digital access, and meticulously crafted content.
They have perfected the business of selling emotional investment.
But that business model only works if the illusion is maintained.
Right.
When that meticulously crafted illusion collides with the cold, hard reality of generative AI replacing human artistry, a tone-deaf failure to respect Black history in an animated trailer, and severe infrastructural cracks that leave a rookie group exposed to deeply troubling scandals, the trust completely shatters.
Yeah. If the core product HYBE is selling isn't actually just the music, but the human connection itself, what happens to the entire Hallyu wave when the fans decide that connection has lost its soul?
That's the million-dollar question.
Is the K-pop industry pushing technological integration and aggressive global expansion so fast that it's leaving the very fans who built the empire behind?
If an agency can mathematically calculate the psychology of love, but fails to understand the basic human ethics and cultural respect their global fans demand.
Whether that's protecting the environment from AI server farms, visually respecting the history of an HBCU, or keeping their rookies away from alleged abusers.
Exactly. Eventually, the fans will simply stop buying what they're selling. Here's a thought to leave you with. If the future of K-pop is driven by artificial intelligence and unchecked corporate expansion, will the next generation of fans even know what a genuine, human stan experience feels like?
Or will they just be interacting with an algorithm designed to perfectly mimic one?
It's wild to think about.
You've been listening to StarScope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.